Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Civilization 6 Rise and Fall. I think we're doing pretty well here on this culture victory. 486 is a considerable amount of tourism. We're just going to have to wait for it to build a little bit. I am a little concerned about the fact that Tamiris has converted 5 of the 6 civs in the game to her religion, but as far as I can tell, Alexander's Sikhism is standing strong, and actually every time I look over here he's expanded a little further into our territory. I do wonder if maybe we should build a holy site or two over here to help him out, and then be able to buy Sikh religious units. That might be worth doing. As far as the other victory types go, it looks like nobody has made even the first step. Nobody has the rocketry tech, so nobody's anywhere near a science victory. But it is 1680 AD on deity, so that's something we have to be worried about. People could start making concerted pushes toward that, like, basically at any minute. And that aside, like, nobody else is even close to us on the cultural victory, right? Yeah. We don't necessarily have to kill Gorgo completely to remove her competition. We just have to take away all of her tourism sites. But I think we do have to eliminate her completely to be rid of her domestic tourists, which are slowing down our victory. So, is what it is. Man, these are very full and it makes me nervous, but I think, honestly, we're okay. All of these stolen Korean cities have been very, very good to us. Okay, and we have this to worry about. What does it cost to buy a decent military unit? Let's see, we have knights at 720, but they have muskets, which have 55 combat strength. So we'd really prefer to buy, like, a cavalry unit. And we want it to be something fast, so that it can run up here, deal with all this garbage, and then get to the front where it might be useful. 1,320 gold actually is not that many turns away. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to deal with that. The cities are all building important stuff. I don't want to distract them with petty barbarian nonsense. Okay, your archaeologist has discovered a classical era Alexander or barbarians thing. Oh, we have a classical Alexander artifact, don't we? We found a barbarian mosaic. Yeah, classical, so we just have to... Oh, right. Artifacts may only be moved from full archaeological museums, so we have to fill this museum, but once we do, we can swap this classical Korean artifact into here, and we'll have a classical themed museum that will provide us a considerable boost to tourism. Alright, things are going okay. So actually, we can stop researching cultural heritage, because we're about to have a themed museum, so the boost will finish that. Is it bottlenecking us? It is not. In fact, it is a dead end. So yeah, let's just start going for capitalism. We have another archaeologist out. He's working on it. I do think I maybe have overdone it on the art museums, or maybe a better way to put that would be I've underdone it on the archaeological museums, but we should have more archaeologists running around, because it seems like nobody else is doing it, and there's a ton of antiquity sites. Did you know there are barbarians up by Yangsan?
The past 200 years has done more to save lives than...
Sorry, Sean. We're very busy here. I don't have time to listen to you. Okay. This trade route scheme we have running with Alexander is fantastic, by the way. I don't know if I've made this clear, but just for a refresher. Oh, we got to renew our alliance anyway, so this is a good time to look at it. Oh, he doesn't want to do the friendship again. That's a shame. We were getting a lot of great people points from that alliance. Would you do this? Okay, we got to get him... What happened to his endless love for us? We occupy a city belonging to their friend or ally. Okay, that's a little bit of a stressor. Still, we should have... Okay, well, what was happening is that each of our districts granting an additional great person point per turn with trade routes means that we were getting a huge number of great people points. How bad is the loss? You know what? We still have actually a tremendous number of great people points of many different types. We just have all of the districts, right? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed, though. We gotta find some more antiquity sites down here. And unfortunately, archaeologists don't actually have great vision. I need open borders from Tamiris. Would you... Jeez, that's expensive. I mean, I'll do it, because gold is meaningless to me, but that's expensive. We gotta find some antiquity sites within her empire and steal them all. Well, I think Alexander will probably come around, but trade routes to him are temporarily a lot worse than they used to be. Actually, him not being our ally really hurts. Well, if we're potentially running this trade route internally, let's run it out of Nodwengu, because we could use the extra industry. Alright, back to war. The cities are starting to get pretty strong, like to the point where this artillery is no longer sufficient, I think. The good news is, we can counter his strength with just numbers, just raw outnumbering them. Yeah, Chunshin should probably build a power plant. I think that's reasonable. How far are we from being able to purchase another naturalist? It's 1800 for the second one. Okay. It'll be a few turns. And I don't necessarily know that we'll even be able to take much advantage of him. Like, it may not be the case that there is a place to build another national park. They're pretty finicky. Oh, where's this barbarian scout from? There's probably like more islands out here. I should actually explore. Well, we'll make a ship eventually. You know, at some mythical time in the future when we don't have 100 million other things to do. Alright, this field cannon is very, very slowly getting torn apart. I gotta say, he is putting that museum together very quickly. If we weren't already basically done with ours, I'd be pretty worried. See if Alexander will refriend us. Nope, it looks like he has no interest in doing this. That's weird. Our relationship modifiers are massively positive. You know what? Let's give him a gift. Let's give him some presents. What's something that he actually wants, though? Hold on, he doesn't need this. He has every... No, he does not have Mercury. There we go. Alright, we might have to wait a turn or two for the effects of that to really kick in. Got our first great musician. I'm not 100% sure. Do we even have a place to keep a great work of music? This is tricky. I guess repeat the route for now. I think we're going to be able to get this back. Okay, we actually did have a broadcast center. We do not have a second one. Oh, no, we do. We also have the Bolshoi Theater has a slot, and the palace, the one great work slot in your palace can hold anything. So we can hold 3 great works of music right now. And I know we're building more broadcast centers. We'll be okay. Alright, the walls around Sparta will be down soon. Presently. Man, where are all the antiquity sites down here? Come on, I'm at my trade route capacity somehow. Somehow I have too many traders. Well, we'll fix that eventually. I think you were just going to counter-spy, right? Because this is the first... this is where our full archaeological museum is. Alright, neighborhoods are a good idea. We're actually We actually really need the housing in this city, too. Alright, how many museums of each type do we have now? I see 1, 2, 3... I really only have 3 art museums? Yeah, okay, maybe we could use another one of those. It is probably the case that we will not be able to fill all of our museums anyway, so this, I mean, we're probably talking about a very minor difference being made here. But this is a pretty chill moment in the game. We're mostly just watching numbers go up, making sure nothing falls apart.
Museums are on the front lines of the fight for culture.
Also, we have this.
Economics is a subject.
So the Hermitage here is valuable both for its great work slots and for all of the extra great people points it gives you. We should be pulling great artists pretty frequently now. I'm just gonna keep pressing that button until you relent. I know you love me. Just give in to it, man. Yeah, the favorable trade deals modifier is large. Starting to think maybe it's just never going to happen again, though. Like, maybe we're never going to get him back. Maybe he's reached some kind of internal point where he has decided that it can never happen again. So, I guess we're running our trade deals internally. We could refriend to Myris. That's maybe not terrible. Since I'm more confident now that we won't have to crush her. With Alexander being able to actually hold his own religiously. Although, I'm still nervous. John Curtin want to be friends? Probably not. He probably will have some strong feelings, yeah, about the way that I am constantly engaging in war with all of my neighbors. Well, let's just do a high industry route within our empire. Yeah, like Buenos Aires is fine. Okay, next turn there will be no more walls. Unfortunately, it's going to be a while after that before we can actually capture the city, I think. Okay, let's just roll right up on it, though. Aha! Found one. You know what? Actually, yes, I will take that. That seems like a pretty good deal. And open borders is valuable to us. Because, obviously, our archaeologists have places they need to get to. Wow, they're actually going to kill my musketman because of the damage from the ranger. I underestimated the danger of the barbarian rangers. Unfortunately, our musketman now cannot get out. There's no space he can run to where he'll be safe. So we'll just clear the camp, and then he'll die to that ranger. We'll have to send another one out. Let's take our promotion here. Yeah, incendiaries is a good upgrade. I wish I knew more about classical music. Like, I was thinking, man, what's a thing I can say about Tchaikovsky? And it turns out, I don't know any things about Tchaikovsky except that I really like that episode of Look Around You that he appeared on. What have we here? A classical era. Well, we certainly don't have any Tamiris artifacts yet. Oh, look at the beautiful amphoras they were making, which I assume is a type of vase. Alright, we gotta find one more antiquity site with him to fill up the museum that he's from. Oh. Our cultural history is not yours to plunder. Here's the thing, you cannot lay claim to history? I mean, I don't care if you respect me, frankly. That sounds horrible, but it is what it is. Like, this is the situation we find ourselves in. Yep, our musketman was indeed destroyed by a ranger. So, we have 10 turns left on this era. We're about to take a capital city, which is worth some amount of era score, although I don't remember exactly how much. But I think we might be able to chain another golden age here. We're very close to having another plus range artillery unit, which is absolutely ridiculously powerful. Okay, that was enough, it turns out. Yeah, it's 5 era score. And our progress toward totalitarianism has advanced considerably. Ah, it was get military academies. That's how you do that. Well, we had a city-state quest for that, so free envoy for Palenque. And obviously we will keep it, both because it's a great city and also because we actually do not have a choice. And now that we have control of this territory, it should be a little easier for us to get it on Ephesus. Actually, stuff is all wooded. There's no hills over here, so we can't fire over the woods. Nope, it remains a problem. I wish we could chop down some of their trees. What do we want to... I guess let's repair some basic stuff here. Yeah, our housing is all shot, for one thing. I mean, we don't necessarily need to outrange them. Our units are powerful enough that we can endure a little bit of city fire. But maybe the smart thing to do is to try to wrap around, now that we have open borders with Tamiris, maybe we can wrap around and hit it from the south? Maybe there's a hill tile over here that we can set up on? Let's have a look. Oh, also I gotta... Aha! So we're gonna pillage a little bit more of their cultural history. Maybe I should grab this one that's not actually within their territory. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm a little nervous about overdoing it with her and having her, you know, murder me. I don't know that we really need great people points. We're doing extremely well, but I guess artist points, maybe. What else would I want to run in this wildcard slot? Theater Square district adjacency bonuses are not... They're not mind-blowing. 10% production in cities not on your original capital's continent. Actually, that's very good for us. The real question is whether I think I'm going to be able to get this ally state back. I think for now, I'm going to say no. We're going to complete a lot of civics in the near future. We have time to fix it. For now, I'm going to try to get Alexander back on side. Unfortunately, he and Gorgo are good friends, and so I'm maybe making things worse rather than better with him. I can't win the game if she's in it, though. Like, I can, probably, but it would be very slow. Oh, hey, and we have enough money to buy that cavalry. I guess maybe I should have bought it in Mycenae. Oh, okay, great. Yes, beautiful. He just had to come around to it in his own time. You know, that happens. Sometimes that is the way of the world.
Capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings.
Market economy is a very good very good policy for our current situation. International trade routes provide +2 culture, +2 science, and +1 gold per luxury and strategic resource improved at the destination. We can't not run this, right? Maybe I cut the growth thing? We definitely want 10% extra production. Like, we cut this for market economy. I would love to also be running... Oh, actually, it looks like market... Oh, yeah, market economy is strictly better than... Right, it replaced that other international trade routes thing that we had. I was going to say we should run them both, but they're two versions of the same thing. So once again, our trade routes are good. We had to reestablish our our alliance here, but hold on. Before we do this, oh yeah, definitely take a great artist for sure. So we're on 21 musician points, 39 writer points. Holy crap, we are really outpacing everyone. We've stolen most of Greece's sources of great writer points, which is why all of a sudden we flew past them there. 37 great artist points, 27 engineer. Let's get our alliance back on and see how that affects things. Okay, we're progressing. It's going to be a while yet on that level 3. So I'm assuming these numbers will not have upgraded immediately, or updated immediately, because nothing in Civ updates immediately for some reason. Yep. Housing. Housing is a constant issue. Go ahead and improve our extremely good water park. I guess it doesn't really matter where we do this. Just do the paintings and we'll figure out the correct place for them in a minute. Okay, where's my field cannons that are scouting down here? It's hard to tell. I'm not seeing a lot of hills. And we can run into the city's radius and take a hit or two for the sake of exploration. Is this a hill? It is not a hill, so it won't be able to see over all this rainforest. Yeah, I think we're going to have to just, like, actually roll up on the city and shoot it from adjacent. Not totally ideal, but... especially given how long it takes to knock these walls down, because they are awfully powerful. Adjacent units of a different class get plus 10. Oh, they grant their combat strength versus cavalry bonus to nearby units. That's pretty cool. Yeah, let's pick that up. Just in case, I don't know, a tank army should come out of nowhere. I could have moved him and then taken the upgrade. That would have been smart. Okay, I think this cavalry unit is going to turn out to be extremely good for us. And we have another Golden Age coming, so we don't have to be at all worried about loyalty. We will remain... all of our cities will remain loyal, I imagine. Alright, we need mobilization because it is blocking the way to a better form of government. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, it's not good for us, but it's not bad in general. Okay, and mobilization is where armies usually are. This is still important for us because it does still affect our naval units. So yeah, we'll get to archaeology. We'll get to ideology. You can tell what I'm thinking about. I'm already thinking about what we're going to do with that archaeologist. And then we'll get a new government type. I'm not even sure which one yet. Is this going to flip to me? No, it can't be, right? It's got to be Greece, I guess. But if this was vulnerable to flipping to Greece, how would it still be Scythian? Weird. Okay, well, I guess they made my decision for me by parking on top of that antiquity site. Ancient era. We'll take another Scythian artifact. We'll be able to find barbarian artifacts all over the world. Scythian artifacts will pretty much only be found in Scythia. Alright, so let's swap these. And we've done it. We've themed a museum.
Stumble upon your heritage. It's there.
Hold on. I'll be right with you. So you can see now we are at double outputs compared to this unthemed museum. So what do we have here? We have ancient Scythia, classical Scythia, and industrial Macedon. Well, we are not close to generating another another theme. Oh, we have access to a ton more work here. Hold on, I gotta... So we have some religious stuff, a landscape, a lot of sculpture. Donatello. This is awkward. So we do have 2 religious works by 2 different artists. We have portraits by different artists, but like you need 3 works of the same type from 3 different artists in order to theme an art museum. So I think for the moment we're just going to have to keep accumulating stuff. Also, wow, we really have a lot of envoys now. We could drop 5 envoys into Lisbon and get a whole lot of extra money. How are we doing on amenities? We've been at war for all of forever. Are we in danger on this? Okay. So the reason I care about that, obviously, is that the cinnamon and cloves are really helping us, and I think I'm just going to bank a lot of envoys. We'll put 2 in here, get some extra money out of our markets. But I'm going to hold a lot of envoys so that we can take Zanzibar back if somebody takes it from us. Oh, also, a shipwreck. So this is the Cultural Heritage Civic. Gives you access to antiquity sites in the water, basically, where important events have happened. Like, for example, the sinking of some... I'm sure this is us, right? This is our artillery blowing up a Korean boat. Okay, on the whole, things are going very well. We're still 18 turns off of Broadway and 24 turns off of the Eiffel Tower, which is not totally awesome. Although, this power plant that's about to complete will certainly help. And we're racking up era score points that we don't really need, but there's certainly no point in waiting on them. Yeah, the city center is dealing 4 damage to us. The real danger here is that this tank army would run wild and get something accomplished, but I don't think it's actually that much of a danger. A military emergency. Target, Shaka. Shaka, though at the forefront of the world's civilizations... Oh yeah, I captured another capital. So... Oh no! Alexander! Alright. Well, if I successfully defend Sparta until the end of the emergency, I will receive 2,400 gold, and... This is pretty bad for me. Triggers the Eureka moment for rocketry, and you know what? This great engineer is worthless to us. Let's pass. We'll grab the next one, maybe. Well... Alexander being at war with us creates an interesting problem. We don't have any military units over here to speak of. I guess I have some impy. Can upgrade these guys. And I guess we just finished a power plant. We don't have anything terribly important to build here. So we could just pound out a couple of military units real fast. All of my trade routes ended. That's a bummer, man. I guess we'll go all internal with our trade routes for a little while. After the emergency ends, we might be able to get him back on side. In 3 governor promotions, all cities on your non-home continent with governors gain considerable bonuses. That's not a bad wonder. That might be worth building. Let's just make like that is a support unit. I need like planes, right? A defensive plane would be cool. We don't have enough population to build another district. Yeah, I don't know. I guess just like field cannons. I'll make a field cannon army to defend us. That's going to take a while. Yeah, and I guess there's no sense in running these anywhere to any other players. Is our international trade routes still have boosts? We really need the industry. How do Tomyris and Alexander feel about each other? I'm wondering if we pursue an alliance with Tomyris so that we can still have good trade routes, will that poison our relationship with Alexander for afterward. Alright, well, she won't go for it anyway, so... Yeah, I guess we'll just run all the trade routes internally for now. So let's move them to places where we really need industry. Like, Nobamba is not a high priority city right now. Honestly, we're going to be running a lot of trade routes out of Ulundi and Nodwengu as we try to finish these wonders. So, we're not going to do better than 4, it looks like. Oh, never mind. Buenos Aires. We should also run trade routes out of here. Sparta... Yeah, I guess Sparta's the best way to go here. That trade route does run near Alexander. I don't think he'll be able to disrupt it. We could try to build the Sydney Opera House here. And maybe... You know what? I think that's worth going for. It's a little silly, I guess, but... Alright, so we're going to rebase this to Sungju. We can definitely get some turns off of that. Alright, another portrait. Wait. I don't want this in Jinju. Man, this is a little tedious. Alright, move him up so that the artillery units are defended from the tank army a little bit better. No, you really don't need the trade route. Can't get any closer to that city, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a bummer, because this emergency is not really even going to be beneficial to us if we win the way the first one was. The amount of money we would get for succeeding is small enough that I just don't care about it. Also, there's an awful lot of barbarians over here. Okay, we might have to fall back and heal up real quick. Wait, did we just... I guess it must have gotten built by somebody else? Yeah, okay. Well, Gorgo, you are on my list now. I honestly don't even know what to build here, then. I guess we don't have all of our trade route slots full. That should be fixed. Do some naval unit upgrades. Yeah, unfortunately for Alexander, we have this lake very well defended. And I probably should not take any cities from him, although I would love to, because it would be really nice if after the emergency was over we could get back to being friends. Although, honestly, 30 turns is such a long time from now, who knows how I'll feel about it then. Just running all of the highest industry trade routes, we got a lot of stuff to build. These don't really need to be in Sungju anymore. I guess I will spread them back out to any place. Like, Mycenae is having some trouble building stuff. That could be useful. Since we're no longer trying to burn a wonder super fast here, we can just kind of run these all over the place. Sarah Harrop as a muse. I know that it was a thing in classical works to paint real people into your... Like, an element of patronage, right, is that the patron sometimes would like the paintings to be of themselves or people that they are into. Because that's probably what happened there. Sarah Harrop was probably not actually a person who was, like, culturally or historically significant. It was probably just somebody that the patron was digging on and wanted to present with a cool thing. But it could just be that I'm very historically ignorant. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's fairly likely. Maybe Sarah Harrop was really important. Okay, what is next? We now have access to infantry. I kind of think we need better artillery now. Ooh, Spec Ops. Can attack support units directly without having to eliminate the combat unit first. That is interesting. Well, we could get our own tanks. We could get AT crew. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this is the next upgrade for the pike and shot. That's where we should go. All of our anti-cav units could use a little push. I don't even really want to be fighting Palenque. I just need their units not to be in here messing with my stuff. Skeptics may ask, what good is coal? Yes, people have always been asking that. Nobody throughout history thought that coal was terribly important. Alright, so we have a bunch more portraits now, but we still only have 2 different artists worth of portraits. Oh, we have enough faith now to buy our naturalist. I don't think we can use him right away, but we'll figure out something to do with him. And I'm pretty sure Alexandria is in no real danger.
When they are preparing for war, those who rule by force speak most copiously about peace.
John Curtin declared war on Korea. That seems like kicking her while she's down. And battleships have a natural attack range of 3. That is pretty good. Oh, hey, our great admiral just oversaw his first offensive victory. You know, Palenque is not very strong. We could just take it. It's providing quite a bit of science to us as it is, though. Nah, it's fine. We're fine. Really, no Bomba is... Okay, wow. Sikhism is really pushing in. I don't think we have to be afraid of it, like, pulling out a sudden surprise victory or anything. It is very, very far behind Taoism. Well, it looks like there are no big highlights indicating positions for national parks. So let's flip on the appeal lens here. We're looking for large areas of this dark green color, places where there are mountains, stuff like that. Now we almost have a couple of national park positions here. So we need one of these vertically aligned diamond shapes where all of the tiles are the good green color. And they have to have no districts on them. I gotta look this up again because I always forget what the rules are. No tile can have an improvement or district. Okay. It may be the case that we have a couple of spots available and we could just remove improvements. I don't think we can just take down that holy site, unfortunately. Yeah, well, it may be that we just need to hold this guy until the Eiffel Tower finishes, and when it boosts the appeal of all of our tiles by 2, then we'll have some stuff. So I guess until then, he can just sleep. Did the cost is the cost of the next one up by another 200? It is, okay. That'll be quite a while from now. I would not be surprised at all if the game ended before we were able to make a third national park. Let's fall back to the city, get some healing done. Improve these oranges. Man, it does seem like all of the cities that we're capturing are considerably better than all of our cities, doesn't it? You know what? I honestly don't care about this promotion. I just want to finish off the city. We're at a point where promotions are not especially meaningful. I'm going to move you out of the way because we've got to get a melee unit in here so we can actually take the thing. Yeah, this city is well defended. This is well built. Okay, well we probably should level him up to grants, right? We are very, very reliant on great people points in order to actually win this game. So it looks like we're not going to get the next great writer. Wow, I have 41 great writer points per turn now. We're ways off of the next artist. Honestly, we don't want a landscape artist anyway. We could try to trade with the AI players for their great works, but my experience has been that it's pretty difficult to claw great works out of the AI's hands. They have strong feelings about that. We are at 668 tourism, by the way. Alright, Scythia lost this city, and it is going to... Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought he was, like, declaring on me, but no, he's just telling me that he thinks war's not great. Buenos Aires to Sparta was... Oh, yeah, right. That trade route probably actually runs across Greek territory, doesn't it?
It has been demonstrated that no system, not even the most...
Okay, that's not a terribly useful policy. Let's turn on the loyalty lens. That's going toward Greece, okay. Well, that's going to change in a second. The loss of Ephesus, or rather, Ephesus flipping to us, may make it so that we can get this city. I would actually like that very much. Okay. Sewer would probably be a good thing to build here. Start building shopping malls now, which is cool. Ah, that's how we lost a trade route capacity earlier. Our market got pillaged. This guy just needs to flee from the oncoming barbarians. Ah, we don't quite... There we go. It hesitated, and I thought maybe I didn't have the movement to actually get into the city. So that being the case, we can just go ahead and take the promotion on this guy. I'm kind of surprised that there's no, like, era score event or anything for having a unit hit all of the promotions. Yeah, we keep the city. It has a whole bunch of wonders in it. And in fact, Cristo Redentor, I believe, is pretty relevant to our situation, because I think what it does is make your holy site... Yeah. So your relics in your holy cities generate tourism, the cities that found religions. But that tourism is dramatically reduced against civilizations who have researched the Enlightenment. This cancels out that effect. And doubles the tourism of all of our seaside resorts, which is not a small number, not totally trivial. Alright, do we want Babylon next? Ah, Babylon is the city that got our opera house away from us. Yeah, I'm not too worried about this city. At some point, it's going to flip due to loyalty pressure. So yeah, we'll go this way now. Wow, that's a lot of trade routes and great people that are just sitting here waiting. That'll show them. We really need our artillery units over here. And all of this jungle does make it difficult to move around, huh? Seems to me like a granary might be in order. It is possible to get him to give us peace without ending the emergency, right? We saw that with Korea. How many turns are left? It has only actually been 3 turns, so my turns are just taking forever. Well, never mind. I would love to not be at war with him anymore, because like I said, I think we can probably get our allied status back, but it's going to be a little while. We actually have... The walls are still up. We don't have to rebuild them, we just have to repair them. That's weird. Okay, so now we have access to the other government types, and we should pick one. Probably one with a lot of yellow and purple slots. So, I mean, democracy is the winner based on that. It has the largest number of yellow and purple slots. Plus production and housing per district. I mean, we have a lot of districts. I don't think the policy cards that are associated with are terribly good, but... New Deal is considerable. Yeah, alright. Democracy it is. We lost a green policy here. Something got obsoleted. Well, let's move this up to here and gain a purple slot instead. And actually, we could cut all of this stuff. No, not this one. Like, we can cut you and go for that. We can put back in the plus growth on cities not on our continent. And what else? Industrial era and later wonders. Yeah, we should definitely have plus production toward industrial era and later wonders. Now, we're not running any trade routes to allied cities, so we could replace this with, like, Raj, I guess, which will give us a small bonus because we are suzerain of 1 city-state. But honestly, the benefit of this is so small that I'm not going to do it just because I'm afraid I will forget to change it back when it becomes time. Really, the benefit of that is tiny. Alright, somewhere there are barbarians generating battleships and stuff. I'm just not that concerned about it. We can send somebody off to scout them out later if it becomes an issue. What I really need to do is get some more archaeologists out. There's a Greek tank all up in my territory here. Tomiris is trying to get Chertomlik back by force. Unfortunately, it has fully functional walls and a pretty high city strength. I don't think she's going to be able to pull that off. Yep, Tesla's great. I am very happy to get this great person. We also earned a great admiral who I don't care about even a little bit. And his retire effect is not something interesting, so we'll just pass on him. We'll wait and see if we can find one that does have an interesting retire effect. Are you a city that can build archaeologists? You are not. We should probably put the walls back up, I suppose. Alright, this is the new city. I guess let's repair all the housing stuff. We'll repair the granary. We'll build a... what do you call it? We'll build a sewer. I'm sure that city will grow like crazy once it recognizes that it is part of our empire. It can be difficult to overcome these little perceptual barriers, you know? Actually, this worker should be coming to here. He could get us some oil. Then we'd have 2, and then we could build oil units in all of our cities, and I don't actually know if that is going to be relevant at all. Do I want to run you up and around? I mean, there's certainly, yeah, like, we can fire on this city, we can fire on Babylon from, like, all the way back here, or safely within the district. It's probably best for our siege units to be to the north, which has the added benefit of it being easy for us to shoot at these tanks from that direction. Okay, where do we want his effect the most? Actually, so what he does is increase the regional, the output of the regional production, increasing buildings by 2. This is a very important place to do that, because we have some powerful wonders under construction. I guess we could go hunting a little bit. Like, let's see if he has any other naval units out here. Because if he does, you know, everything that we get to destroy makes him a little bit more likely to yield. I would love it if we were not fighting anymore. Oh. Well, I've placed our pike and shot in between 2 cities. This might be bad for them. I'm trying to get him to here. That wasn't too much damage. It's only 15 in total. We can just park him on this farm, and if he ends up in actual danger, he can pillage it. Petra just got built. Unusual for it to take that long. Alright, Gwangju... You know what? An aquarium. +1 science to each coastal resource, shipwreck, and reef tile in this city. It's interesting that there are bonuses for shipwreck tiles, because as far as I'm aware, it stops being a shipwreck once you use an archaeologist on it. It's interesting that there might be an incentive not to harvest it. Alright, where's that... Yeah, there's a trader that we put to sleep while I was waiting for something. We do need to get him running again. I totally blanked on him until just this moment. Okay, well, we're starting to see some very limited output from new trade routes from that city. We're hitting our cap a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna move you to here. Yeah, we need to move him to a position where he's only getting shot at by 1 thing per turn. I'm not even really doing any meaningful damage here. Mostly what I'm doing is just getting XP. Okay, there we go. So within the safety of the district, the unit can't be damaged unless the fortification health is completely killed, so it would take a long time for the city to shoot through that to actually be able to hit the artillery. So we are pretty much perfectly safe here. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily going to be possible for us to siege that city due to the fact that it has a tile of water in a place that would just be very awkward for us to blockade. Alright, looks like there's nothing else for our sea units to fight. We'll just chill out. I'm glad I put them out there, though. They're getting something accomplished. Corinth is going to need a sewer. It's a lot less important, I guess, for Ephesus to get one. Let's fix all the stuff that's broken. 818 tourism. So if we take a quick look, you can see we're making progress quickly. We've generated a few tourists, up to 44 already, and we're generating enough culture that actually we're generating domestic tourists faster than Gorgo is generating international tourists now. So she's getting further away from her victory. We're doing good work. We just have to keep pushing. I guess, why don't we reveal uranium? Something tells me we may end up needing uranium. Yeah, our poor pike and shot is going to get... It's a valuable army. It would be really nice if it didn't die. Well, we can pillage the farm. Also, our stuff is getting pillaged, unfortunately. Okay, we can pillage this farm and gain 50 health. It'll take several turns for them to wear that 50 health back down. It is keeping all of the heat off of our other units, at least. Okay, so now the question is, where is the next place that we want to deliver this big bonus? It's probably like this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this industrial zone is affecting like 5 cities. That's definitely the next one. All right, so let's rebase him to here. We could save up till we can buy a power plant, I guess, but focus on cultural stuff for now. That probably makes sense. You definitely need to put out an archaeologist to go with your archaeology museum. Our culture has become dominant over Korea. Probably, at this point, not that difficult to do, given how stunted their growth has been for such a long time. Yeah, so now we have more than enough health to just move over here, and then I don't think the city will be able to damage us fast enough for it to matter. And even if they did pull out of damage, that's a farm that we could also pillage. Okay, we've discovered scientific wisdom unknown to our people. Combined arms. Is that, build an airstrip. Oh. Huh. Alright, we'll worry about that later. Hold on. That's right, James Watt's effect, or Tesla's effect, also makes the district's regional tiles reach further, so actually it'll be affecting a huge number of cities after this. What a very good, great person for this particular time and place. Also, that's a really good time for us to get a promotion, so now we don't have to go back to the city and heal, and we can just get aggressive on that camp. We don't even need the gold. I could plunder, so I did, basically. Yeah, we're pretty behind technologically, but the cores and army bonuses are keeping us not just in the game, but sort of ahead of it a little bit.
Every life is many days.
Every time we get a build option, I gotta look and see if we can build an archaeologist. We gotta replace the trade routes that are unfortunately getting repeatedly pillaged. In part because I'm not paying a lot of attention to where they're actually going. I do have this problem. I think I play reasonably well at the beginning of 4X games, but... Oh yeah, he's mad about Golden Ages. But as things go on...
We were kids. Men, they're right.
As there get to be more and more and more things to pay attention to, stuff starts slipping through the cracks. I'm sure you have observed this already. Alright, Babylon will fall soon enough. I think maybe even next turn. Probably not worth pillaging the farm, given that it's about to be our farm. We'll just fortify and heal up that way. No archaeology here. Supply convoys. Modern era support unit that increases healing for adjacent units and gives bonus move. Is this new? I haven't done a ton of really late game war, so I guess I don't know all the modern military stuff, but I think that might be new. Also, it looks to me like Jinju does not yet have a neighborhood. Let's fix that. And I'm trying to build my neighborhoods in places where they are only like 4 housing. Basically, I'm trying to build them on the lowest appeal tile that I think they'll still be effective on, because I don't want to consume the high appeal tiles too early. I want to see if we can make some national parks out of them, you know? Alright, we are definitely switching to democracy. We're going to see a drop in gold, which I do not care about. A drop in gold that I am 100% fine with. So let's move a couple things up to here. Arsenal of Democracy now replaces the thing that we had in this slot, and then we do take Raj. None of this stuff does anything. I guess police state. Yeah, police state's relevant, I suppose. We haven't been spied on, but we could get spied on. We should be prepared at least. We definitely want to run heritage tourism. In fact, I forgot that we got it. That should have been running for a while now. And New Deal, right? 4 housing, 2 amenities. We can totally tolerate the gold loss. Okay, we've chosen democracy as our new government for the future. We have a long way to go to not Dark Age here. And no, in fact, I lost so much gold that we're quite strongly negative now. We'd be fine if we hadn't also lost our primary trading partner to an emergency. Well, we'll run at a deficit for a while. We'll figure it out. I'm not concerned, obviously. Oh, we need plastics before I can build oil derricks, before we can get oil that's in water. So we don't need a new Cassis Bella. I think we're probably just going to turn Wish You Were Here back on, because it is a lot of extra tourism. What else do we have options for here? Unlocks a bunch of Eurekas. If in the information era, Eurekas for other stuff are unlocked. Okay, so this is a good if you're just working up toward the space race. And this spying. None of this stuff is relevant. All we need is tourism. The only thing we care about is tourism. Alright, so now what do we want? Okay, Cold War doesn't look like it's terribly relevant. The Amundsen Scott Research Station, also not super important for us. Okay, Space Race is good, though. Yeah, we are starting to actually have some great works of music, so... And all of our cities need more housing. Everybody wishes they had more housing. The fact that we have the world's first Tier 3 government should not be a big surprise to anybody. We have way more culture output than any other player at this point, I believe. Alright, I think I'm going to try to run the episode up until the Eiffel Tower finishes, and we can get a good look at our national park options with all that extra appeal. Alright, we don't have anything else of terrible importance to build here. Reproduction's always good. Science also is always good. Okay. Here's a good trade route that spreads Sikhism. This is something I feel strongly about. Actually, how is that going? I don't want to tip the balance too far in the other direction. No, okay. Oh, notice it is now 4 of 5. Korea's completely gone? Yeah, John Curtin finished her off. You know, for a guy whose whole thing is that he likes peace and has disdain for war, he sure did just completely consume a civilization that was desperately in need of a friend. He did a thing that's so reprehensible that I'm judging him. Me, after everything I've done. No, I don't think we're going to get it this turn. Well, we're getting it actually very low. I should probably take this promotion. Yeah, okay, we got it. We do not. It lied to me. I need a land unit. Well, shoot. I saw the little, the little red bar was all the way empty. And that was, apparently, all the thought that went into that. I love it when the little red bar is empty. Okay, yeah, give me an AT crew. Is there a place we can get this for fewer than 9 turns of waiting? Yeah, here we go. I probably don't want to build... No, let's do cavalry instead, because it's the fastest. I don't even want to make it a corps or an army. Actually, when it conquers the city, it'll become an army anyway. I just want whatever's going to build most quickly. Do we actually have any archaeologists in construction anywhere? We don't, right? I have some archaeology museums being built. Oh, no, I do, yeah. Right here. Man, why are there so many barbarians? Well, I'm just going to heal in place, because I'm pretty sure he's just going to charge into me and eat the extra fortification damage. It's fine by me. Oh, hey! I could bombard his cities. I don't think that's necessary. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure we don't generate XP for firing at the city now. Yeah, now that it has no health. So every turn it's going to gain a little bit of health, and we're going to shoot it with this artillery army to try to get up to 4 promotions so that we can shoot from the extra range. And that is all of the military stuff we will be doing until this cavalry unit is complete. No archaeology. Do we have a neighborhood in this city yet? It looks like we do not. Any place where there's a lot of districts and improvements around is also a thing we don't really have to worry about building over, since those won't be useful for national parks. No, you cannot have my strategic resources. See, here's the thing. Now I know him as a warmonger. Now the AI gets to know how it feels. Yeah, he's just going to run into us and we're going to sit here and heal.
Better to fight for something than live for nothing.
Well, we did not get any notifications that we are already accessing uranium. So we can see there's some up here. We could definitely build a city for that. I don't know that I necessarily even need uranium. There's some not too far from the capital. Alright. Yep, just protect all of our valuable archaeology. Alright, we have to do that 2 more times? And it looks to me like there is some stuff that is on the verge of flipping to us down there. We'll have a closer look at that in a second. Actually, I guess right now. So, like, I'm seeing Athens looks like it's going to go. This is actually going toward Tamiris now. I was hoping that taking Greece out of the equation would make it come toward us, but I guess we're not projecting a ton of loyalty to it because these cities are occupied. They're not actually ours. It's been such a long time since we took them that I just kind of assumed they would be ours by now. Alright, well, I think with that, we're pretty much done. I don't think there's any science anymore that will affect our tourism race. In fact, it's been true for a while. So science is a pretty secondary concern for us. Australia is still expanding. Turned 266, and apparently there are still cities that need to be built.
From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain.
Yeah, none of this matters. We should check our policies and make sure that we have the most reasonable things equipped, but I don't think we'll be changing anything. Alright, 1 turn until we have a new cavalry unit that can finally come and take that city. We're pushing up toward 1,000 tourism pretty quickly here. Does Gwangju have a neighborhood? We only need 1. We do need 1. Okay, so see, like, areas like this is totally a place where we might build a national park. We'll just come and remove all the farms. But we can't build one over here, so I can afford to go ahead and take... Actually, this is a good spot. There's no way we build a national park that includes that tile, what with the wonders and everything. Alright, things are going, I think, very well at this point. Aside from Alexander turning on us, just when we needed him the most. Think of how good our numbers could be. And we needed him more at that point than at any other point in the game, but it still was not very much. Yeah, barbarians are crazy and suicidal.
I ought to be jealous of the tower. She is more famous than I am.
Oh, check out our elephants. Look at them. Adorable. Okay, so that's really, really good for us. We haven't been attacked over here. We don't really, it turns out, need this field cannon army. But honestly, I'm glad to have it. We'll move the pike and shot guys over to here. Just in case Alexander does try something. I feel a lot more secure now. You definitely have already used your museum. Judging by the amount of housing we have here, I don't really need an aqueduct, or a neighborhood rather, but I would like to be able to build that shopping mall. Landscape. I think we pass on this. I don't think we need a landscape painter. We need religious, portrait, and sculpture. Those are the things that we're close to being able to theme. Right, promotion available. And now we have a cavalry... Okay, it's a corps. They only upgrade one step, I guess? Now we gotta keep this. It has important wonders. I believe Nobamba... Yeah, Nobamba already built its archaeologists, so... Yeah, we can build a neighborhood like here where we won't be able to build a... we won't be able to build a national park because of the combination of the aqueduct blocking this diamond and then Zanzibar blocking all others. And where are you? Okay. There have got to be some good spots now. This would be good if we hadn't built a mine on this niter. Okay, that's not bad. Hold on. Oh, that's right. They only have to be charming. They don't have to be all the way to breathtaking. But I bet we can find one where they are breathtaking. Maybe not. It looks like we don't actually have a huge number of options. Oh, I have the trader that is in that city selected, not the naturalist. Okay. Let's let him tell us what spots are already ready. Is that really the only one? Huh. Okay. We might be able to prep something that'll be a little better. Let's go back to the appeal lens. A lot of these are spoiled by the placement of our districts, unfortunately. This would be a good one if only we had control of that space. And unfortunately, we can't buy it because it's too far away from the city. Also, check out how cool Broadway looks. Let's see. I'm looking for a place that has more dark green tiles than this, because this will be a national park, but it won't be a great national park. This isn't bad, but again, the tile that we're missing is too far away to buy. Maybe it is worth it to kill the niter mine. I mean, it's all charming. I want a breathtaking national park. Actually, if we buy this tile, this should work, right? Although, we do want to do it in a place where we have a governor, or a place where it makes sense for us to put a governor, because our current dedication is doubling the national park output from governors. By the way, Jinju actually owns this national park, which is super strange considering how far away some of the tiles are. So we are getting that bonus here. I mean, we could put it in Obamba and just move Victor. Although Victor is in a city that has a wonder, we're also getting bonuses on wonders. You know what, let's just go ahead and put it in the capital. We're always going to have Reina in the capital, so we'll just do this one, and we'll do the Nobamba one if we do manage to get another naturalist. Alright, so we'll take a couple turns for that to come online. Oh, Mycenae just finished an archaeology museum. Oh yeah, functional walls. Functional walls are a good idea. So once Athens flips to us... You know what, maybe it won't, though. Maybe it's actually flipping toward Tamiris. Which is to say, maybe we should get down here and take these by force. This is going to flip to her next turn, unfortunately. We might be able to take it from her after that. We got to get Athens, so I guess that's where we're headed next. Hold on. If I move you out of the way, can I get to here and still fire this turn? No, we're completely out of movement. Alright, I guess you ought to fall back and heal again. It turns out this is a two-unit job. Alright, a factor would be fine to have, I suppose. We have an extra red slot in our government, because we just picked up a wonder, I think? Right, we don't normally have this many... accumulate less war weariness? That's not terrible. Combat victories over units from earlier eras provide gold. We are killing a lot of units from earlier eras. Or, you know what, we're probably going to make better gold just doing this, because we do have a lot of units, and they are definitely all costing us more than 2 gold per turn. So Greece is probably almost out of the game, right? We've got to be getting close. Okay, I'll recruit this guy and just immediately spend him, because I really don't... I do not fancy managing even more great generals. Alright, are you... You're basically out of health. He's actually in the city, it looks like. We're getting that weird graphical issue again. But the plus numbers from his healing came up over the city, so I think he is in the city. I'll move to here and take our plus range promotion. And this is Greece's new capital, so do they still have the city over here? No, wait a second. This is Preslav's border. Did Preslav take a second city? Can they do that? Oh no, it's just that Preslav is a free city. This city is also a free city. It's a free city and its loyalty is not changing. I guess nobody's providing, you know, its neighbors are all different nations. Nobody's providing enough pressure. That's actually possibly good for us, because that could mean that we end up getting it. So this is the last Greek city, potentially. Hold on, we can check on that. Let's just ask her. Yep, she has no cities available to offer to us. She does have toys, so this is a unique luxury resource that you get from one of the great merchants, I believe. Once upon a time, she had so many districts and so many great people. Now she has only a single city remaining, I'm pretty sure. Alright, at this point I think we can go ahead and just start mining the antiquity sites that are within our territory. Yep, 50% flanking bonus for all of our land units for the rest of the game. That's pretty alright. I'm down with that. Okay, so you... I guess more trade routes? And also we should probably, like, actually fill the trade route slots we have, which is a lot at this point. And I think this is where we ought to stop. I meant to stop last turn, but I hit the button, and I'll take any excuse to just keep playing for another turn, apparently. So this became Scythian and immediately started rebelling again. Is Scythia in a Dark Age? No, only Greece is in a Dark Age. So we are producing more loyalty than Scythia, but not by a huge, huge amount. Alright, well, we should stop. I was just thinking to myself, you know, maybe we could go until we finish Greece off entirely. No, seriously, I have to stop. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the game as much as I am, which it turns out is quite a bit. Come back next time. We're finally going to put Greece away, and then I think, honestly, we can't be that far off of our tourism victory. And we'll see you then.